If you like getting your home ready for fall with decorating touches, and if you love apple crisp as much as I do, then you're going to want to stay tuned for this video. Hi everyone, Pam here from Creative Homescaping. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I post several videos a week on how to creatively manage and decorate your home. In today's video, I am joining with a group of other YouTube creators to bring you the Cozy Up for Fall Friends collab. I'm going to insert a picture of the other ladies here. And the person that invited me to join this collab was Kristi at the channel Inspired Living by Kristi. Kristi and I have started out about the same time on YouTube, and I've really enjoyed watching all of her videos. And I also have been familiar with most of the other ladies in this collaboration before we joined together for this, but some of them I had not. So I am really excited to have found them, and I hope you'll go check out their channels and watch the playlist of our videos. Now for my video, I'm going to be sharing with you some things I do in my home, just little touches here and there to make it cozy for fall. And if you stay to the end, you'll get to see my recipe for apple crisp, which is one of my absolute favorite fall desserts to make. Now, I don't normally make it, but because it is a little bit decadent, but if you like apple crisp, you're going to love this recipe. So stay tuned, everyone. So one of the things I like to do for fall is switch out my dishes. In the summer, we've been using these dishes that have blues, yellows, and reds with very French country. And I am going to be taking those out of my cupboard and putting in my fall dishes. Now these were up on the top shelf up above, so I already have taken them down, put them on my counter, and now I'm ready to put them in my cabinet. Another way I like to get cozy for fall is by switching out the vignette that I have in my kitchen window that I use to block my air conditioning unit. And if you haven't seen the video in which I showed this in detail, I will link that for you above. Another thing I like to do is always have a seasonal wreath right here on this wall that separates my coffee bar area, which is really a wet bar, from my kitchen area. And where I'm looking out towards is my family room. And right now my curtains in my family room have reds, yellows, and golds in them. So I have created this wreath to use for late summer, early fall. This is how I'm going to transition into fall and make my home cozy for fall in my family room area. If you haven't seen the video where I created this wreath, it was part of my seasonal wreath challenge. So I will link that for you in an iCard above. And speaking of my coffee bar, I do like to switch up the decor here for the season as well, just a little bit. So where I have my stir sticks, I added this bow with a sunflower on it, and in this tiered basket I switched out the linens for some I picked up in early summer at Target, and with some apples and sunflowers and little birds from Pure One. And I use this basket to keep tea to use with the beverage bar. On the very top I have this bow and I just put a sunflower in it. And now my recipe for apple crisp. For this recipe, you'll need 3 pounds of apples, the juice of 1 lemon or a tablespoon of already juiced lemon juice, a tablespoon of cornstarch, half a cup of sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon, and 1/8 of a teaspoon nutmeg. You will also need a 1½ quart baking dish. And then for the topping, you'll need 1 cup flour, half a cup of brown sugar, a pinch of salt, and 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter cubed. So, before I got this little implement, it used to take me forever to core and peel and slice my apples for apple crisp or apple pie or anything where you need to use apples. But, gosh, maybe 25 years ago or so, I got this. This is called an apple peeler core slicer. Now they do have an attachment for KitchenAid that you can use. This I got, I think it was about $20. If I can find something similar on Amazon, I will link it for you down below. But what it is it has this rod here that you turn, and then you stick the apple on these spiky things right here in the core. And then this piece here has a blade on it right here. That peels it. And then there's another blade here that cores it. You can also use this to peel potatoes or other things. There's a wing nut on this side. You can just loosen that to take the coring piece and move it out of the way. Or if you just want to core something and leave the peels on, then you can use this little lever right here and move the arm that does the peeling out of the way. It also has a handy suction cup on the bottom, and this handle right here. The little knob is kind of broken because I've had this for so long. But you lift the handle up, you put it on your counter, press down on it, and then you push the handle over to the side like so. There we go. First time I didn't get it quite right, centered right. So now, see how it's not moving around at all? Then I push on a little lever back here so I can pull this rod back all the way to the back, making sure that it's aligned properly. Push the apple on, and then just start spinning. Spinning, 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 spinning. There you go. Do you hear that? You can start to see the peel come off on the end, and now it's heading into where it's going to get cored. There we go. Voila. And then I just cut them in half, and they're all set to go. Once the apples are sliced, you're going to mix them with the lemon juice. Then you're going to combine the cornstarch with the sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and then you're going to combine that with the apples in a baking dish that is 1.5 quarts. It needs to be a fairly deep dish. Then you're going to mix together the flour, brown sugar, butter, and pinch of salt, and then crumble it with your fingers or with a pastry cutter. Then once that mixture's all mixed together and is crumbly, you're going to put it on top of your apples in the baking dish. And here you can see that it's a pretty deep dish. It will settle down when the apples cook. Bake the apple crisp at 400 degrees and take it out when it's golden brown on top. Okay, so it's now out of the oven. I just took a little bit in this dish so that I could taste it. And it's very crumbly, see on top, and the apples are nice and soft. And let's go ahead and have a little taste. This tastes like fall. And if I didn't mention this before, I really like to use Granny Smith apples because they're firm and they're tart. So when you mix them with the sugar and then the crumb topping on top, it makes a really nice contrast between the sweetness and of the brown sugar and the tartness of the apples. So I'm going to go ahead and eat a little bit more. Delicious. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how I cozy up my home for fall. Let me know in the comments down below what you do to make your home ready for fall. And let me know if you love apple crisp too, and if you think you'll try this recipe. I promise you it is delicious. It is the favorite recipe I have ever made for apple crisp. So I hope you'll consider making it. And again, I'd like to extend a big thank you to Kristi for inviting me to join in this collaboration. It has been fun videotaping and showing you all the ways that I make my home ready for fall. And if you're looking for some other fall inspiration, I will put my playlist from last year in the iCards above. And again, if you are new to my channel, I do post several videos a week, home decor related hauls, things of that sort. So if that interests you, why don't you go ahead and subscribe by clicking on the icon in the corner of this video or the subscribe button in the description box down below. I'm sure you'll get lots of ideas from me and from the other creators in this playlist as well. So I'll have all of their channels linked in the description box, as well as the playlist of this collaboration. I hope you're having a wonderful day, everyone. I hope that you're getting some fall weather where you are. It's very sunny and hot here right now, but just by making some small changes in your home, you can make it feel cozy for fall. Bye-bye, everyone. See you next time.